The children obviously are happy. Anybody walking through the hallways can hear the children laughing and singing and enjoying themselves.
They're greeted every day with excitement and with a hug and with a big hello, and they come home with that excitement too.
We really work very hard to try and create an environment where children are loved and nurtured and have an opportunity to grow socially and emotionally, and at the same time we challenge the children academically.
As a HALB graduate, I was very happy to be able to send my children to HALB. It is an amazing place. It has grown by leaps and bounds from when I was here. We had a very, very small class, and now the school is enormous, but still has that very unique personal touch that it had way back when.
But it's the little things, like when my son comes home from school at the end of the week with his folder, with all of his work. We know that they are really pushing every year to strive stronger and harder for a better education.
It's so important to us to give over a love of tefillah, a love of learning, a love of Ahavat Yisrael, and we try to do this in a warm and a loving environment.
For Shabbos and Parsha, he comes home not only singing the songs about the Parsha, but trying to act them out and trying to show us that this is part of what he knows, and he could one-up his brother who's in first grade. He can't really, but he thinks he can, and that's what's really important.
This year we started Aleph Bet in the 3-year-olds. They have an Aleph Bet book, they put pictures in, they have a keyword which is very important when learning the Aleph Bet, for example, Bet, Bayit, Ba. In the 4-year-old program, they're not only learning the name of the ot, they're also learning a keyword, and they're learning a mitzvah or a midah. And then when it comes to the kindergarten, they'll be able to have more of a fluency and automaticity, so that when they get to the first grade, they're ready for the nikudot, and they're ready to learn how to read.
It is so important for young children to have multiple opportunities throughout the day to play. We want them to have fun and enjoy what they're doing while they are learning. The environment at Lev Chana is a happy and loving one. When children are happy and having fun, the lessons they learn are so much more meaningful and enduring. We provide the children with toys, props, manipulatives that encourage and promote meaningful play, so that the children are growing and developing skills as they are playing.
Teachers are supervising and joining the children so that they can extend the play and ask the children questions to help stretch their minds. Children learn to trust the world around them as they play. They learn to problem solve, they develop independence, they develop executive functioning skills. They make mistakes, then figure out how to correct those mistakes and learn from the process. They compare, they contrast. A tremendous amount of growth and development occurs when children play.
We have a program in our 4-year-olds class using iPads where there are Hebrew books read to children. We have an Ivrit teacher who comes into the classrooms and does lessons completely in Ivrit. The children interact in Ivrit, they respond to her in Ivrit. She asks them questions, they respond. It's really amazing to see what they pick up on.
We recently were in Israel, and my kids wanted so badly to be able to just speak to someone in a store, in the shuk, and just use their Ivrit and be able to have a conversation. And it's important to us that they have a good Ivrit basis so that when they go into the higher grades, they will have those tools to serve them when they're learning Chumash and Navi and Gemara and Mishnah. Definitely will make it easier for them.
When children are young, it's really the best time to instill foundational skills.
For example, one area is just learning the alphabet. They're also being exposed to writing the letters. We use a program called Handwriting Without Tears, and we're learning how to write the uppercase letters. We used math when it came to learning about apples. They were guesstimating about how many seeds each apple had. And then they were counting to see, okay, if this apple has this many seeds, does that mean every Red Delicious is going to have that many seeds?
Every child at Lev Chana is looked upon as an individual. No two children are alike, and it's important to us that if there's an area that needs to be strengthened for a child, that we address that. We do enrichment groups for children who are stronger than grade level in certain areas. And we also have a really strong learning center with teachers who work with children who are struggling in certain areas.
The use of technology in school is really a phenomenal thing. The world is changing so fast, and it's really important that our kids are able to keep up with what's going on in the world.
The blended learning model is a model in which there is a technology component to teaching in the classroom. When the children in kindergarten have center time, one of the centers can be a reading group, one of the centers can be an activity relating to the alphabet, one center can be an activity related to sight words or writing activity, and one of those centers is a technology-based center.
Technology has become a very important component in our kindergarten. We've rolled over Chromebooks in 4 out of 5 of our classrooms. The teachers are utilizing the Chromebooks in several different ways as a diagnostic tool to see what level the children are at in both math and reading and comprehension. The children also are individually working on each Chromebook. That means there are no 2 children who are doing the same thing.
The goal is to be able to use technology to help us assess our children and to help us instruct our children. HALB has a team approach to educating our children. Administrators in the preschool, administrators in the elementary school work together to make sure that there's continuity from what goes on in the preschool to the elementary school, and that there can be smooth transition from early childhood years to elementary school years.
The transition that they all received from kindergarten here into the first grade in Long Beach has been such a smooth one. The communication between the preschool and the elementary school is wonderful. The teachers in first grade were very well prepared for each of my children and what their strengths and weaknesses were. And it's a very comforting feeling to have them in a place that really prepares them and really sets them up for success as they get on to more important things like first grade.